Hey, Antoine, I know you watch a lot of film, obviously, and here comes another guy that your dad played against. But when you look at the Packers and Devontae Adams will be back, it looks like they just get a lot of guys vertical. I mean, whether it's running backs, I mean, you name it. So what's the challenge for you on the back end this week?
Yeah, the challenge is basically, staying in position to do our jobs. We're going up against a great offense, one of the best offenses in the league right now. And so our goal is just to go in there and do our job. 12 is their guy. He's the one that runs the show. So we got to do our best to contain him and just do our job.
Does his ability to extend plays add a factor too? I mean, he seems to, he's not been sacked, so he keeps alive back there.
Oh, 100%. Especially being a DB, we have to plaster, stay on our men. So him being able to get out the pocket and make those throws is definitely going to be a challenge.
Thanks.
Next will be Greg Allman.
Hey, Antoine, a lot like Drew Brees, he's a guy that uses his eyes to almost try and trick the secondary. So I want to ask you how you go about preparing for that, not reading too much into where he's looking and trying to not let him fool you as long as he's done this.
Yeah, you just got to be disciplined in our coverage. Whatever the coverage is, just make sure you do your job. Try not to do anything spectacular. Just be where you're supposed to be. And that's what we've pretty much been focusing on.
He said he talked to the Green Bay reporters, and he said that he thinks this is a first for him, and that to have to go against someone whose dad picked him off. I think your dad had the first tackle on him in his first NFL start back in '08.
Really? That's crazy.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks very much.
Yeah, no problem.
Next will be Jenna Lane.
Hey, Antoine, speaking of that, wanted to know what your conversation was like. I know you talked to your dad a couple times a week. What was your conversation like with him coming off that loss to the Bears and regrouping this week?
Yeah, pretty much same conversation, just get back in the lab, continue to work and get better and just focus on the little details, that's the best way that you can really get better. So that's pretty much how that conversation went.
What has he taught you? Because obviously you've seen him play football, you've seen him prepare, and you've also seen him have to pick himself up after losses. What has he taught you about coming back from losses and recovering from setbacks?
Yeah, it's football. You're not going to win every one. Let's say if you have a loss, just get back and get ready to go to work. Watch the film, correct the changes and the mistakes, and just learn from it and get back and just grow from your mistakes that you've made, so you can just get better.
Thank you.
Yep.
Next will be Ed Encina.
Hi, Antoine. I mean, just going back to the Rodgers thing, he's getting back one of his best weapons in Devontae Adams right this week. But one thing that he's always good at is using all of his weapons. How from looking at it on film, how good is he at just kind of using all the guys at his disposal, even when maybe he doesn't have the number one guy?
Yeah, he's good at spreading the ball out. I think that's just what he's great at. It's not like he's just using one receiver; he's using everybody, running backs, tight ends, and all three of the receivers or whoever's out there. So he's great at that.
And how much is that, because he is, how much is it the discipline part of it important for you guys on your end?
Yeah, we just got to make sure we're in position and just doing our jobs. Don't do anybody else's job. Do your job. Don't try to cover anybody else's man. Stay in the zone that you're supposed to be in, and just to get the job done.
Thanks, Antoine.
Yep.
Next will be Leo Haggerty.
Antoine, when you're in zone coverage and all of a sudden he starts scrambling, is there certain rules you have to apply?
Yeah. Well, first it depends on what zone you're in, but always if you're in the deep middle, you got to stay deeper than the deepest. If he starts scrambling, plaster and stay with your man. So that means pretty much just wherever your man goes, stay with him. So that's pretty much what we've been going over.
Great. That's all we have time for. Thanks, Antoine.
Yep. Thank you.